and welcome to In Depth. I'm TEENA JHA. From the Gir sanctuary in Gujarat comes the shocking news of disaster that has struck the lion population there. As many as 23 of the big cats have died in the forest due to a suspected viral disease. In a span of just 20 days, as much as 3.5% of the lion population has been wiped off. A year ago, between the years 2016 and 2017, 184 Gir lions were reported to have died. A majority of them due to natural causes, while nearly 32 of them died due to unnatural causes like falling into wells or getting run over by trains. The dead also included cubs. Today in Depth, we look at the possible causes behind these deaths of majestic Asiatic lions. What is wrong with their habitat? And if there is need to look beyond Gir to save the pride. The Gujarat government says canine distemper could have caused the deaths of the Asiatic lions in Gir since the 12th of September. All 23 lion casualties were reported in the Dalkhania range, which is also the most open space of the lion habitat with the least congestion. In this report, let's find out what is killing the pride of Gujarat's Gir. At least 23 Asiatic lions died in the last 20 days at the Gir National Park in Gujarat. Such a huge number of lion deaths in such a short span of time is extremely rare, say forest officials and conservationists. According to the Forest Department, infighting and infections are the main causes for the deaths of the lions. The National Institute of Virology, Pune, has found evidence of a viral infection in some blood and tissue samples of the dead lions. There are also reports that canine distemper virus was found in few samples. CDV is a deadly, contagious viral disease seen among many wild as well as domestic animals. The Forensic Science Laboratory, Junagadh, also find tick-borne protozoa infection in 6 samples. This babesiosis protozoa infection is carried by ticks in most cattle and canines in the wild. Both labs are carrying out further tests. The Indian Veterinary Research Institute, Bareilly, has also reached Gujarat to collect samples. As a precautionary measure, Gir authorities captured and isolated 31 lions from places adjacent to the one where the deaths occurred. The infected lions are being treated at the Animal Care Center. Over 500 officials spread across 140 teams have been deployed to cover around 3,000 square kilometers in order to identify sick lions and transport them to medical centers.
हमने पूरा गिर फॉरेस्ट और गिर के बाहर जहाँ भी लायन गए हैं उस एरिया को स्क्रीन कर लिया है और वो स्क्रीनिंग के दौरान हमें किसी और जगह पे कहीं भी ऐसी मौत की घटना या ऐसे सिम्टम्स देखने को नहीं मिले हैं। ये जो एडजॉइनिंग एरिया है सेमर्डी करके उस विस्तार से भी 31 लायंस को हमने रेस्क्यू करके आइसोलेशन में रखा है। उसको हम ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं, उसके हेल्थ चेकअप कर रहे हैं और ये देखना चाहते हैं कि कहीं और एरिया में ऐसे सिम्टम्स ना मिले। हमने दिल्ली से IVRI से वेटरनरी डॉक्टर्स को बुलाया है, दूसरे लोकल जू से भी वेटरनरी डॉक्टर्स को बुलाया है। ये सबसे भी हम सलाह मशवरा कर रहे हैं और उनकी राय के मुताबिक जो भी प्रिवेंटिव और प्रिकॉशनरी मेजर्स लेने चाहिए वो सब हम ले रहे हैं।
The sudden deaths of lions in Gujarat was first reported in mid-September this year, when forest officials revealed that 11 lions died between 12th and 19th September. 10 more died between 20th and 30th September, while 2 more big cats died during treatment on the 1st of October. The death toll makes up 3.5% of the 600 lions believed to be present in Gir.
When you look at the canine distemper disease, it's very unique. It spreads through dogs, foxes, probably jackals, and first it will bring you respiratory disorder. Then you have some nervous system disorder. The moment you get respiratory infection, your lung is gone. Then your nervous system disorder will bring you multiple organ failure and ultimately you lose the animal.
The Supreme Court expressed concern over the sudden spurt in the deaths of big cats in the Gir forest. Hearing a PIL relating to preservation of green forests, the Apex Court demanded an explanation from the Gujarat government over the cause of the lions' deaths. The Gujarat High Court also made an observation in a similar context. It also asked if the big cats are being fed chicken could be to blame for the animals falling prey to viral infections. Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani termed the deaths unfortunate and said action would be taken if negligence was found on part of the Forest Department officials.
एक बहुत कम नसीब घटना है क्योंकि जो लायन सिंह जो एक साथ रहते हैं, करीबन 700 से ज़्यादा लायन गिर फॉरेस्ट में है, तो ये रेंज में जो 20-22 सिंह थे उसको एक इन्फेक्शन के कारण जो मृत्यु हो रही है। फिर भी दिल्ली से भी टीम आई है, पुणे से भी टीम मंगवाई है, डॉक्टर दवाइयाँ भी आ रही है और बाकी सिंहों की जांच अच्छी तरह से हम कर रहे हैं कि जिसके कारण कोई बाकी सिंहों को तकलीफ न हो। राज्य सरकार कोशिश कर रही है और ये निष्काळजी और वो फॉरेस्ट रेंज में जो किसकी जिम्मेवारी थी उसका भी जांच कर रहे हैं और कोशिश करेंगे रिपोर्ट आने के बाद हम काफी कदम उठाएंगे।
As the tragedy in Gir unfolds, news reports also suggest that Gujarat's Forest Department forewarned twice since 2011 about the presence of canine distemper virus in Gir lions. The first warning came in September 2011 when the Centre for Animal Disease Research and Diagnosis and Indian Veterinary Research Institute analysed tissues from a 2007 Gir lion carcass. It found the presence of highly contagious PPRV in the bodies of these lions. PPRV or goat plague is highly contagious and can be deadlier than even CDV. Dr. Richard Cork of the UK's Royal Veterinary College had warned then that the disease could take an epidemic turn and wipe out 40% of Gir's lion population. In 2013, the Gujarat State Biotechnology Mission claimed to have studied 10% of Gir lions to conclude there was no trace of CDV or PPRV in the wild population. However, in 2016, the deaths of 4 lions sent to Etawah's Lion Safari Park from Junagadh were also attributed to canine distemper. Lion experts say, cramped for space, many lions in Gir live in close proximity to domestic dogs, a species known to carry CDV. In the mid-1990s, canine distemper outbreak wiped out nearly 1/3 of Africa's lions.
We have an example from Serengeti National Park, Tanzania, where in 1994, canine distemper disease happened, and though the area is very huge, like 30,000 square kilometer, and Tanzania has more than 3,000 African lions, but overnight 25% population gone, died. Now you see, if such thing happen in Gir, it would be very difficult to protect our lions.
In 2016, one of India's oldest and most popular lions, Ram, died of old age in the Gir forest. According to Gujarat Forest Department, around 100 lions die annually in Gir, with the death rate peaking during monsoon. On an average, 31 to 32 lions in Gir died during the 3 months of monsoon every year. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Found in Gir forest of Gujarat, the Asiatic lion is one of the 7 subspecies of lions that are scattered across the world. The Gir sanctuary, set up in 1965, is the only home to the Asiatic lions in the world. According to the latest census, 650 wildcats live in Gir presently. But the Asiatic lion is also vulnerable to extinction due to unpredictable events.
The majestic Asiatic lions once roamed Middle East and Asia from Greece to Bangladesh. But by early 19th century, indiscriminate hunting by monarchs and British rulers drastically reduced their numbers, and they came to be confined to just North Indian states. Rapid destruction of lion habitat patches due to the growing demand of agriculture and timber further restricted these wildcats to the Gir forest of Gujarat by the 1880s. The forest was the private hunting grounds for the Nawabs of Junagadh in the 19th century. Rulers of princely states also used to invite British colonists for hunting expeditions. At the end of 19th century, the population at Gir declined to 18 animals. The lions were completely wiped out from other parts of Asia. Their numbers improved thanks to the efforts of the Nawabs of Junagadh, who decided to protect the lions in their own private hunting grounds of the Gir. To protect the endangered animal, the government notified the large geographical extent of Sasan Gir as wildlife sanctuary in 1965. Gir Forest National Park, a forest and wildlife sanctuary near Talala Gir in Gujarat, is spread across 1,412 square kilometers, of which 258 square kilometers is fully protected as national park and 1,153 square kilometers as wildlife sanctuary.
And knowing the fact that we are the country, we worship everything, trees, animals, everything we worship. Our countries, if you look at India is known for lion. When you look at the old milestone and old mascots of many dynasty, you had Asiatic lion in front. So if India was represented through Asiatic lion, if we won't protect that individual animal, then I'm surprised what we are doing.
Besides Africa, Gir is the only place in the world where lions can be seen roaming free in the wild, as it is the only area in Asia which is a natural habitat for the Asiatic lions. Despite the small population of the Asiatic lions, the conservation projects executed by the government have been fruitful. From a population of approximately 20 lions in 1913, the population rose to nearly 650 lions in 2017. Not only Gir, several forest areas outside the Gir National Park also has a sizable lion population. The 2015 census showed their strength to be 523 lions, which was 27% higher compared to previous census in 2010, which recorded 411 lions in the country. Lions are categorized as critically endangered in 2000 after only 304 lions were recorded in Gir's 1995 lion census. With the increasing headcount of lions in Gir, the need to establish alternative habitats for the wildcats has also risen. The Asiatic lion currently exists as a single subpopulation and is vulnerable to extinction from unpredictable events like the epidemic that has killed nearly 24 big cats. Experts feel the concentration of the entire lion population at a single place exposes it to the danger of being wiped out by disease or natural calamity. Excessive rain and floods in the region is also a cause of concern for conservationists. The previous episode of mass deaths was 2 years ago when 10 lions died in floods. The recent deaths of Asiatic lions in Gir has also once again sparked a debate of finding an alternative home for the lions. Setting a different habitat is also advisable for population safety, for maximizing genetic diversity and also to maintain ecological balance. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Time for a short break on the program. We'll be right back.
Watch The Big Picture with me, Frank Rausen Pereira, at 6:30 p.m.
The Nehru Trophy boat race of Kerala, popularly called Vallam Kali in local parlance. This historic boat race dates back to 1952 when Pandit Nehru visited the state and a pageantry of boats accompanied him from Kottayam to Alappuzha. The race, conducted on the second Saturday of August every year, is a major tourist attraction. It's generally the snake boats which participate in the race, and hence the shape of the winner's trophy is also a replica of a snake boat.
Rajya Sabha TV's YouTube channel has just crossed a new exciting milestone. It now has over 1 million subscribers. That's more than 10 lakh people who like and want to watch RSTV. Over 15 crore people have watched our videos. Our online viewers are also engaging with us more actively on YouTube. More and more people like, share and comment on our videos. We thank you, our growing tribe of RSTV viewers. We will strive every day to bring you more exciting and engaging content. So stay tuned to Rajya Sabha TV.
Rabindranath Tagore was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913 for his book Gitanjali. In 1950, he composed the music and lyrics for India's national anthem Jana Gana Mana. And when Bangladesh became independent in 1971, they chose Tagore's song Amar Shonar Bangla as its national anthem. Tagore's life and works have made him a cultural icon, studied the world over, even into the 21st century.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Located in Old Goa, the Basilica of Bom Jesus is one of the oldest churches in the state. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Basilica holds the mortal remains of Saint Francis Xavier, a 16th century missionary and a pivotal figure in the spread of Christianity outside Europe. Bom Jesus, literally meaning good or holy Jesus, is a term often used in the countries of Portuguese colonization. The construction work on the church began in 1594 and it was consecrated in May 1605. One of the oldest churches in Goa and in India has a marble floor inlaid with precious stones and the main altar holding a large statue of Saint Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of Society of Jesus. Styled in Baroque and adorned with the figures of Christ and his apostles at the Last Supper, the altar table is used in Holy Mass. Nestled in the heart of Goa, the place is thronged by hundreds of tourists every day and is also a symbol of India's composite and secular identity.
Welcome back, you're watching In Depth. In the past years, the Gujarat government has undertaken many efforts to conserve and protect these majestic Asiatic lions. The government is also working on plans like relocating the lions to sanctuaries other than Gir to create a second home for them. Here's a look at the efforts going on to protect these majestic beasts.
In 2017, 650 Asiatic lions were counted in the forest of Gir and nearby areas. Their species listed as endangered by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. Even though the Gir forest is well protected and the lion population has been steadily increasing in the past few years, they still face potential threats, including forest fires, epidemics and natural calamities. In the recent years, the government has made several efforts to conserve Asiatic lions. The Asiatic Lion Reintroduction Project is one such initiative. The Asiatic Lion Reintroduction Project is one such initiative to save the species from extinction in the wild by means of reintroduction. The project aims to establish a second independent population of Asiatic lions at the Kuno Wildlife Sanctuary in Madhya Pradesh. In 1990, the Wildlife Institute of India proposed the creation of a second wild population of Asiatic lions to safeguard the species against potential calamities in Gir National Park. In April 2013, the Supreme Court directed to shift Asiatic lions from Gujarat to Madhya Pradesh, a proposal bitterly contested by the state government. In March 2017, Environment Ministry's expert committee approved Kuno Palpur in Madhya Pradesh as the second home for Asiatic lions.
Kuno is very old sanctuary, but unfortunately, when you see over a period of time, a study carried out in 1993, there was a habitat viability workshop in Vadodara, where Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, all forest departments were asked to find out home places, better place and sites, potential sites for introduction of Asiatic lion. Finally, looking at the many, sociological and ecological points, Kuno Wildlife Sanctuary of Madhya Pradesh in Shopur district has been selected as second home for Asiatic lion. And since 1998-99, work is going on.
For now, the relocation of lions to Madhya Pradesh sanctuary is hanging in balance as the Gujarat government is waiting for 33 studies mandated by International Wildlife Watchdog IUCN before translocating lions to Kuno Palpur. Another attempt to conserve Asiatic lions is the lion breeding program. The program aims at creating and maintaining breeding centers. It carries out studies of behavior of the Asiatic lions, practices artificial insemination to breed new generations of Asiatic lions. One such center at Sakkarbagh Zoo at Junagadh in Gujarat has successfully bred about 180 lions. 126 pure Asiatic lions have been sent to zoos in India and abroad. A census of lions is also conducted every 5 years. As per the 2015 census, the lion population was reported to be 523. In 2007, the state government also installed hundreds of CCTV cameras in the Gir forest to protect the lions against poachers and villagers in their only natural habitat. Poaching of Asiatic lions is also punishable under Wildlife Protection Act 1972. On 26 February 2009, 9 men and 7 women were sentenced to 5 years imprisonment and a fine of 2,000 rupees for poaching 8 endangered Asiatic lions in Gir National Park in 2007. In June 2014, Western Railways agreed to reduce the speed of trains passing through the area near Gir Forest to prevent accidents of Asiatic lions moving in the area. With inputs from Leena Sharma, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Asiatic lions once roamed in a vast expanse of land from the Middle East to India. But today, only a fraction of these animals survive in the wild. The Gir Forest dry teak woods were once a royal hunting ground. They are a reserve where these at-risk big cats are heavily protected. We leave you with this report. Thanks for your time.
Lions are the only cats that live in groups called prides. Prides are family units that may include up to 3 males, a dozen or so females, and their young. All of the pride's lioness are related, and female cubs typically stay with the group as they age. Young males eventually leave and may establish their own prides by taking over a group headed by another male. Nearly all wild lions live in sub-Saharan Africa, but a small population of Asiatic lions survives in the Gir forest of Gujarat. Asiatic lions and African lions are subspecies of the same species. The Gir forest dry teak woods were once a royal hunting ground. Today they are a reserve where these at-risk big cats are heavily protected. The lion was once widely distributed in Asia Minor and Arabia through Persia to India. In the Indian subcontinent, its range extended over northern India as far as east up to Bihar, with the Narmada River marking the southern limit. Before the close of the last century, the Asiatic lion had become extinct from its range except Gir. The probable years of its extermination region-wise were Bihar 1840, Delhi 1834, Bhavalpur 1842, Eastern Vindhyas and Bundelkhand 1865, Central India and Rajasthan 1870 and Western Aravallis 1880. The last animal surviving in the wild outside Saurashtra was reported in 1884. By the end of the last century, the then Nawab of Junagadh indicated the number of lions to be dozen in the Gir. Lions struggled to survive during one of the most severe famines between the year 1901 to 1905, as they killed many human beings and domestic cattle. The Nawab of Junagadh provided adequate protection to the animals, and population of lion increased between the years 1904 to 1911. After the death of the Nawab, about 12 to 13 lions used to be shot annually. From the year 1911 onwards, shooting was rigidly controlled by the British administration. And during the year 1913, the Chief Forest Officer of Junagadh reported that there were not more than 20 animals in the Gir forests. Wildlife conservation program for the Asiatic lion was started by the Forest Department from September 1965 with the declaration of 1,265.01 square kilometer area as sanctuary, which was expanded up to 1,412.1 square kilometers till date. With the implementation of wildlife management and Gir development scheme, population of lions increased gradually from 177 in 1968 to 359 in 2005. In 2015, the lion census pegged the population at the national park at 523. Gujarat reported a record high of 650 Asiatic lions in the state's forests and national parks in 2017. These numbers were highest since 1936. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.